Hi, and welcome to TV My Husband Hates. I'm Cat Sims.
And I'm Reagan Kempton.
And we are reality TV addicts.
Addicts, aficionados.
Ooh, I like that. Experts.
Experts.
Basically, we know our shit when it comes to reality TV.
100%. Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of TV My Husband Hates. We come at you rested. We're sorry we had to take the week off last weekend because I went on vacation. And I'm not even sad about it.
I'm not mad about it either. I'm a bit jealous, but I'm not mad.
Other than that, how are you doing, Kat?
I'm incredibly hungover today. Like in a sort of, this is the first time I've been able to go out and party with and speak to people that either haven't come out of or go into my vagina, and I got over excited and carried away. And I know it doesn't sound like me. It really does sound like me. But I didn't get in till 4 a.m.
Amazing. I had a really messy weekend a couple weekends ago because it was the same thing. Like it was a crawfish boil, but like we all adhered to like all the COVID rules. Most of us were already vaccinated. Like we did all this stuff and I just fucking went to town.
Let loose. And I said this to Jimmy. I was like, listen, I'm not going back. Like when everything opens up, I'm not going back to what I was doing before, which was just, I was out all the time and I was, you know, but I said there's probably a chance that like, the first few days, weeks of it being open, I'm probably going to lose my shit a bit and then I'm going to settle down. But actually after last night, as fun as it was, I'm too old for this shit.
Well, I was going to say, I feel like also when you start working out and you start eating properly, it fucking changes it and your hangovers are even worse.
Well, they're like, even worse, but also then I eat really badly.
For sure. Yeah. Yeah.
And then I'm
like, because it's not just the night that you're drunk that you're eating badly. It's like the whole maybe next 2 days because you have a 2-day hangover and you're trying to feel better.
Yeah. And in good news though, I mean, this is awful. Not in good news. I should have eaten more, but I didn't eat very much at all yesterday either.
Good news.
The good news is I reckon I could probably squeeze a Chinese takeaway in tonight.
For sure.
Probably do that, even though weigh-in's tomorrow morning. Also, it's only a weigh-in as like a guide. I don't actually give a shit what the numbers are, but just so that
I'm the same way. I don't care what the numbers say. I just want certain clothes to fit.
Yeah, that's all I want.
Yeah.
And the only reason I weigh myself every week is because it's part of the training thing, but also I don't care what the number is as long as it's going in the right direction.
For sure. I've gotten really bad about like not doing that. That's like an old Weight Watchers trick where you weigh yourself every week and it just kind of keeps you accountable.
Yeah.
I've not done that for a while and it shows.
I hate
but we'll get back on it.
Yes.
I ate really well yesterday, so I'm 1 day in.
Yeah, you're good. You're on the journey. I haven't done any walking today. I'm going to put the kids to bed and go walking and then get into jammies and have a fucking Chinese takeaway. But if you're watching this on YouTube, you might notice I've grown lots and lots of hair. I'm having midlife crisis. I put hair extensions in. And the woman who did them was like, listen, there is a chance that this could weigh about 1 kilo. I was like, great.
For our American listeners, how many pounds is a kilo?
2.2 pounds.
Excellent. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
It's only 2 pounds.
Work in stones and pounds.
Yeah. The stones thing is crazy.
14 pounds in a stone.
Yeah. That was one of the craziest things I encountered living overseas.
You don't do stones?
No, we don't. We just do pounds. No, I don't think anywhere else in the entire world does stones other than the UK. No.
Are we the only country that does stones?
I mean, it's like us in not using the metric system, so I can give you some grace on that because, you know, the US doesn't use the metric system. But I don't think anybody else uses stones. All of you from other countries, are Canadians, are Australians, weigh in on this. We need to know. Do you measure things in stones in your country?
I am shook.
Not that I'm expecting you to call in now. Yes, call in now.
Call in right now.
I can't believe you never knew that. Like the US definitely does not use stones. I'd never even heard about it until I came over there.
It's always been stones.
Not even a chat. Like, I wonder where that came from.
like
Did
I've
someone
entered a
actually
different
just pick up a
universe.
stone and be like, this is what we're going to start weighing people with? So they just like built up these stones on the other side of like the big the scales.
Maybe.
I mean, I
Why
assume
not?
that is where it's come from. It like had to be something. But how did you know that first stone was 14 pounds? How? Where did it come from?
I don't know. It's too many questions when I'm this hungover. It's too much for me.
We'll
right
revisit
now.
this next week with some like intel. But you guys, you know, email us at hey@tvmyhusbandhates.com, DM us on Instagram, send us messages on Facebook, do whatever you need to do. But I want to know, how did stones come about, and do you use stones as a weight of measure in your country? Also, while we are talking about emailing, if you guys have a chance, please rate, review us on iTunes. Drop one. We got a brilliant review from another Australian listener. The Australians are really kicking everybody's ass on the reviews.
We're big in Australia.
Yeah, we love it. But it was a lovely review from MMCG77. So you don't even have to put your real name. You can just put whatever you want. But it was listening in Oz. Love these ladies. Very funny takes on reality TV. Easy to listen to. Anxiety reducing podcast. Love it.
Expecting a fucking medal through the post. But talking of podcasts and Australia, I have been listening to 2 podcasts. I've been on a real true crime binge, and I've listened to The Teacher's Pet. I'm sort of nearly finished with that. Have you listened to The Teacher's Pet?
Yes. Incredible.
Good. And then also The Lady Vanishes.
I have not listened to The Lady Vanishes, but it is the name of an old Hitchcock film.
Yeah, but it's about another Australian woman that goes missing. But it's really good. Although honestly, they could have edited it more. It's quite long and drawn out.
Fair. I have started. Have you listened to Tenfold More Wicked? It's on the My Favorite Murder Girls lineup.
I've subscribed, but I haven't listened to it.
The first 2 are good. The 3rd season, which I actually should love the most because it's all about like Texas, like this old Texas case. It's dragging a little bit, but I'm finishing up West Cork, which I have
how good is that?
Enjoyed immensely. And I've subscribed to Down the Hill, the Delphi murders, which is about this murder of these 2 girls on, like, these 2 girls have vanished and they've not been able to find the guy. But now, like, in real time, they think they found the guy. And so I want to, like, listen to this podcast so then I can pay attention to, like, the new stuff going on. But it's called Down the Hill.
Down the Hill. I'm going to write that down.
The Delphi murders. So we'll see.
Your Own Backyard podcast, they have, in the last 2 weeks.
Yes. Did you like that?
The guy. I loved that. I thought that's the kind of podcast that I love. Like 7, 8 episodes, beautifully edited.
Yeah.
Tight. It was brilliant. Okay, Down the Hill. That's what I'm writing down.
Ongoing ones. Yeah, Down the Hill. Oh, did you ever get into Up and Vanished?
No.
So that's another one where the very first season, the guy actually solved the case. Like the podcast guy.
So I shit
and, like,
you not.
Enacted real stuff going on.
So my 2 questions, my 2 things are, I want a podcast where they actually fucking solve it, which would be nice. So you've just given me that
Up
one.
and Vanished.
But also, I had this like dream that I'll be listening to a true crime podcast and then I'll know something and I'll have information that like cracks the case, right?
That's amazing.
So I'm listening to The Lady Vanishes, and she talks about how she had a British teaching friend called Susan Cooper, who was the head teacher at Elleray St. Anne's, which was the primary school of my boarding school.
Oh my gosh. Did you know her?
I knew Susan Cooper, but they got her on the phone and she spoke up, or they didn't anyway. And then she never actually hooked up with her in the end. So it was a dead lead. But I was like, this is my moment. I was like, this is my moment. Maybe I met her. Maybe I am her. It was like, anyway, it didn't pan out.
There
But
you
it was
go.
exciting.
You just put in hiding.
Yeah, that's it.
That is very exciting. Because did you spend some time in Australia as well?
Yes.
That's like 2 connections. That's
Actually,
amazing.
I'm the murderer. I'm not.
Well, shall we get on with it?
Yeah.
Shh.
Or not. Should we just have a chat?
All right. Yeah, we could just have a chat. I mean, barely anything went on, but we do kind of have 2 weeks. So we will be touching on some things that happened in the shows the previous week because some of that stuff was continued on.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be honest.
So we've got. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I probably have a limited amount of full sentences left in my brain today.
Excellent.
So I'm excited to do this.
Okay.
If I start speaking gibberish, I'm really sorry.
That's okay. We'll just go along with the ride. So we've got 3 shows, and then we're going to touch on some of the keeping up with the Kardashians from last week because there's some good chat there and some salacious social media business going on this week. So we'll have chats about that. But other than that,
there was no keeping up with the Kardashians this week either. So we don't know whether it's a quiet
Maybe it was the finale.
Who knows?
Yeah, who knows? Who knows with those ladies?
Let's get on to Below Deck Sailing Yacht, where we just need to acknowledge that Sydney has more fucking issues than Vogue.
Oh my God. What the fuck is her problem?
It's a level of insecurity that's that's uncomfortable to watch.
And she's a massive bitch. I'm just going to say it. Like, how dare you sit there and talk all this shit about this girl who you, I guess, somehow blame for Kary being very upfront with you about having a one-night stand. It's not Allie's fault. It's not even Kary's fault. It's your own fault. Fucking own it.
Let it go. It's weird that you are talking about loving him.
Very fucking weird. Like single white female weird.
It's bunny boiling, horse's head in a bed, fucking weird.
Yeah, for sure.
She's terrifying. And I think Allie is giving her way more loyalty than she deserves. Because Sydney wouldn't. Let's be clear.
Fuck
if this was the other way around, Sydney would not be saying, oh, I can't. She'd be like climbing him like a fucking tree and not looking back. And Allie is giving her way too much loyalty.
I mean, Sydney is still sneaking, like she snuck into his bed. That's weird shit.
I mean, that's illegal.
You don't do that.
If you're the other way, if he was
it is illegal.
Sneaking into her bed, that's not weird. It's fucking illegal. She is batshit
for sure.
Crazy.
And Allie does not need to be giving her the space. Allie needs to climb Kary and have a great fucking time as she wants to.
Go for it, babe. I think that's my message. Allie, just do it. Just do it.
Because Sydney would fucking stab you if she had the chance.
First chance she got. First chance
easily.
She got.
Or poison your food.
She would. She would.
She would.
So I think I mean it's fun to watch, but Sydney, it's dark.
For sure.
dark.
No, I think Sydney would drug Allie's drink, take some like weird fucking pictures of her, and then make up a whole story of something that would hurt her face. Okay.
I think we're suffering from
You're back. You froze?
Okay.
Do I need to have that whole conversation again?
I mean, I think Jimmy probably got it. We'll figure it out.
Fair. Let's move on.
Let's
also,
move on.
Danni and JL finally hooked up.
They bumped
and everything
the
fits.
Uglies. I know. Bless her. Bless her. I mean,
I did also notice, though, that they used a guest cabin and didn't have any chats about it, and nobody seems to have an issue with it, though.
I noticed that too. But then I wonder if she's like second stew and maybe it's like within her power to make that decision.
Maybe.
I don't know, but I did think, oh, this is controversial.
Yeah, nobody cared.
but also necessary because JL doesn't fit on this boat. Do you know what I mean? So yeah. I'm glad that he fits in her.
For sure. That's one place where he fits.
And it's not like they could have sex in his room because he shares with Captain Glenn.
Well, and they both probably couldn't fit on that bed. I mean, he literally takes up the whole thing plus some, so.
Yeah. So I guess maybe it was a necessity. But listen,
Yeah.
I'm glad that she got her end away. I mean, that's not what I meant to say. He got his end away. I'm not glad about that because I don't really like JL anymore. But I'm glad that Danni got her kicks. But she's now heavily pregnant.
Well, I was going to say, I feel like she may have been very prophetic because when they talked about sleeping together and she was like, if I get pregnant, it's God's will. And lo and behold, Danni is pregnant in real life right now. She was outed by somebody at her med spa, which is not cool. Don't out people if they haven't posted about them being pregnant. You should just know not to do that.
Yeah, that's a dick move. But also, she's not confirmed the baby daddy, so we don't know if it's JL. You were saying the timing seems to fit.
I mean, maybe. I haven't sat down and looked at a calendar and marked it all out. I don't know her cycles.
Oh, really? Jeez, I thought you. But also,
I mean, I didn't even do that for my own.
Her Instagram. I know that's fair. Her Instagram post did say it's just you and me, so it does look like she's doing this by herself.
Yeah. So who knows? Who knows if that's a good thing or a bad thing, or if there was some trauma around it or not.
Who knows? And also, while we've got JL, and I sort of alluded
but
that I'd gone right off him. There's tension brewing between him and Kary. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm there, but you've frozen.
Okay. Yeah.
Sorry, connection is really
unstable.
Shit.
It's really bad. We're gonna plow on through. Yes, JL. I've gone off JL now. I'm done with this kind of I'm cute and tall and a bit goofy act. You just now need to start doing some fucking work.
Yeah, for sure. But I also don't like how Sydney's kind of egging all this on too. Like, there's just something about her I don't trust. So is it as bad as she says? I don't know.
Oh, well, that's true. But then you see him, you know, and they ask for water and he's like, I'll just finish my dinner. It's like, dude, like, before you've even deigned to get yourself together and do the one thing that's been asked of you, Gary's like, fuck, I'll just do it myself. He's gone down there and got it. And it's like, come on, JL, step up.
Like, these are your tips you're fucking with, dude. Come on.
I can't bear that. And I think because I used to work on like summer schools in and ski chalets and things, and that very kind of everybody in it together vibe, that JL were always the people that just fucked everybody off.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Just like a fucking slow coach. A slow coach. I haven't said that since I was at primary school. You're such a slow coach. Anyway, that's BDSY. Yes?
Oh, no. Hold on. We also see Allie actually confront Sydney about all the shit that she's been doing. And Sydney cannot backpedal far enough. But then she also throws her entire department under the fucking bus about it.
See, this is what bothers me about her. Like, I am fine with confrontation. Like, I think what Ali does is brilliant, grown up.
For sure.
I'm concerned if you need to say something to me, this is the moment, say it. But actually, if Sydney did say it, she'd have to say, the thing is, I'm kind of a psychopath and I've fallen in love with this guy that I slept with once, even though he told me it was a one-night stand. And now I realize that he likes you more. So I'm going to be really nice to him, but I'm going to be a cunt to you.
Yeah. She's not my type of girl at fucking all.
She's not a girl's girl.
Nope. She's a dick.
She is. And then other quick news, going back to Danni, it was nice to see learn a bit more about Danni this week. We learned that it's 4 months since she lost her best friend.
Oh, that's hard shit, man.
That is not a long time.
No, it's not.
But it's nice to see more of her. And then, of course, Colin gets the sad news that his dog died, and I cried.
Oh man, I can't handle animals dying or people crying about their dead animals. It gets me every time.
Too much. Me too.
Just in tears.
Now have we done BDSY?
We are done with BDSY, so check out this ad for our own stuff.
Okay, so let's move on to our second show, Real Housewives of Dallas, and the season finale.
The season finale. And I'm kind of glad because, to be really frank, it's not been a great season. The only thing I've loved about this season has been Tiffany. Fucking love her. I could watch her every day of the week.
Me too. And I like her as well because we see real growth in her as an actual genuine human being. I don't think there's much that's performative for her. And I love that she's vulnerable and willing to like open up about that shit. That's what making reality TV kind of is for me. Watching reality TV is for me. I just want to see real people be vulnerable and share that shit.
For sure. She has fucking nailed her first season. I think better than anybody else I have ever seen join a show.
Agreed. And I think that I hope she's back, and I'd love to see her develop more, because I think it's important to have a little bit of a touchstone with this group. In fact, with all of these groups, I think what it's been lacking and what this last year has shown is that we can't just let the vapid sort of ridiculousness exist on its own. I think bringing in people like not Brenda. I'm really hungry. Not Brenda. I mean, Tiffany in here, but then we've seen them bring in like stronger, less vapid women. That's good. And I think Bravo's realized they need to step up their game, because after this last year, we can't just sit here and watch really privileged people live gilded lives.
No. I'm going to have to say, I think all season, I've been most disappointed with Kary. I could happily not have her back next season. I'm bored of her shit. It's not entertaining at all.
Agreed. And I think
it's just stupid.
Well, and I think, I mean, a lot of this episode was about Kary and kind of the culmination of all this really, really bad behavior. And we see her open up with Deandra and say that she's struggling and all the rest of it. And you were saying that word on the street is
that she's getting divorced.
Yeah.
She and Eduardo are calling it quits.
I mean,
so
that's not a surprise, is it?
So maybe it's just been a really tough year for her and I should be more empathetic. But honestly, I'm kind of over being super empathetic to people who I don't really know. And I'm just watching to be entertained. It's not entertaining.
I feel like you went on vacation and came back like, fuck this shit. I feel like I'm how it is.
Yeah, I'm Reagan pre-pandemic. I've just gone right back. I don't give a fuck. And that's the way it's going to be from now on, because it's like, I don't know. Like, why is this my bar for entertainment? Kary cannot be my fucking bar. No, Tiffany is my bar, and Kary doesn't reach up there. I deserve better as a watcher, so I'm gonna fucking demand it.
Good on you. And I think Kary probably should take some time out. She's not, and I think Brandy should take some time out too. I have to say, I
absolutely.
Get that she's but she's really damaged by what happens, and I get it. That's but she needs to take a hot minute for herself, because she's pregnant all season.
Right? Like, how do you not go buy a pregnancy test? I mean, I'm sorry. I understand like thinking you can't get pregnant, but I feel like if you go 16 weeks without a period, you go to the doctor. Maybe you're going through menopause, so you need to get your hormones looked at. I mean, these are things that I would do. We're about the same age.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't leave it 4 months, but also I've had 2 babies, and I know that the second time round, I looked 6 months pregnant, like 6 weeks in.
For sure.
This is going to be her 3rd baby. So don't tell me that at 4 months, 16 weeks pregnant,
people weren't like, dude.
It's like an episode from EastEnders. If you're British, you'll know EastEnders. It was like this where Natalie Cassidy played Sonia, and she basically never knew she was pregnant until she had a baby in a public toilet. It was like, what's this?
Because birth is that easy.
Well, I feel like
come on.
But at the time we were all going, that's such a ridiculous storyline. And now I look at Brandy and go, God, maybe actually there are people out there that, that's stupid.
So in one show, it may have been Grey's Anatomy. I saw someone that actually had 2 uteruses. So like she didn't know she was pregnant because she was still having a period from one of her uteruses. Okay.
Oh, I saw one where the baby, she didn't have
2 the 2 different babies.
No, I saw one where her baby was growing outside of her uterus.
Oh, crazy. I've seen 2 where it's been 2 uteruses. So like one, there were like 2 different babies from 2 different dudes around the same time.
No.
I think that was an episode of Grey's Anatomy. Oh yeah. And then there was one where, so maybe there's 3. So there are some circumstances. We'll put it out there. There are some circumstances, but I don't think Brandy's one of those circumstances.
No, but I do feel like with reference to Grey's Anatomy, if that's the case, and we've had this uterus storyline over and over again, I think Shonda Rhimes needs to maybe come up with some new material.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like she writes the show anymore anyways. There's a room full of writers who are apparently rehashing old storylines. We need some new material.
We do. Oh, hang on. It's Grey's Anatomy.
But yeah, I mean...
Watch it. Sorry.
It didn't come out this week.
What?
Yeah, there was no new episode this week. Oh. Sorry. I didn't mean to piss on your parade.
You just pissed on my chips.
I totally did. God, your face just like...
I know.
dropped.
Well, I was like, in a hot minute, I went through this process of finishing the podcast, putting the kids to bed, getting into jammies, ordering a Chinese takeaway, and watching Grey's Anatomy. And you just burst that dream for me.
Did you watch the one from last week? Like, are you all caught up?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. I'm sorry. I'm an asshole.
You are an asshole. Anyway.
You know what you should watch? Marrying Millions on TLC.
I'm still working my way through 90 Day Fiancé.
There you go. Then you've got plenty of garbage to watch with the Chinese takeaway.
Me, there's some dark shit in 90 Day.
There is. We may have to set up a whole separate TLC reality show podcast channel because the reality shows on that channel are just fucking insane.
In the UK, you can get 90 Day Fiancé via Discovery Plus.
Same here. Same in the US. You can watch them all.
But I swear to God, there's some dark shit. I'm on an episode. Sorry, we're going to do a bit of a segue because we've got 3 shows anyway.
Yeah.
I'm on season 5, maybe, with a guy from Moldova.
Andre!
And
Libby.
And Libby, yes.
Oh my God, her family just gets crazier and crazier. You need to start watching the Happily Ever Afters because then you'll get even more information about the families and what's been going on.
And also, let's just talk briefly about Nicole and Azan.
Oh, that's a fucking shit show.
It's really dark, and you know what? I'd be all right with it if she wasn't dragging this kid maid.
Thank you. And she just keeps getting older. She's like in kindergarten the last time we see them, like, because they come back again and again. You'll see them in other seasons.
Say they don't get married.
They haven't yet, but we'll see.
Oh my God, just walk away. He doesn't want you.
For sure.
He wants the visa.
Okay, this is all chat. We need another podcast just for TLC 90 Day Fiancé.
Okay.
But anyways, hold on. Yes. What? No. Yes. So Kary's a mess. We also find out that Brian and Brandy have been together since 8th grade. So for those that could mean very many different things in different countries. Here in the US, at least where I went to school, that was the last year of junior high before high school. So they were only 14.
Good Lord. That's a long time to be together. No wonder he's cheating.
For sure. I was just about to say, I wonder if they're going to address the video. I mean, I'm sure Andy will address the videos going around about him and a chick at a bar.
Oh yeah, of course. I forget about the reunion. I feel though like Andy...
Pre-reunion.
I want Andy to be... I feel like he's gone a bit soft in the reunions recently.
Yeah, he needs to come over to the Reagan side for his
he really
reunions
does.
Now.
He needs like a vacation in Florida, some blended mojitos, and come home and start getting feisty again. Sorry, I just did a...
Exactly.
Burp. Anyway, listen,
Dallas,
they wrap it all up. They come down pretty heavy on Kary. I mean, I think destroying JR's room, I think it's not okay. The woman is ridiculously understanding about it.
Well, let's be fair. This is a place that people rent, probably get shit-faced. I'm sure it's not the first time the fucking plexiglass has been broken. Okay?
No, it is only
that's baseline. It's not the first time this has happened. It's only plexiglass. People get hammered here all the time. It just is what it is. I do think the lady was like a fucking ace champ about it. I would not have been that cool if it had been a place that I had owned. And part of me felt like the women just kept fucking going on and on about it. And I was like, dude, the people don't care. Like, you need to drop this. But I think you made a really good point about why they did that.
Well, I think for Kary, it was just the culmination, right? It was this whole season of her pushing people in pools, destroying the Airbnb, the salsa on the bed, being rude to the guy. I mean, I think it was just that moment where everybody went, enough's enough. And I think that Deandra has been trying to have this conversation, but nobody's been there with her. And she's always left looking like the stick in the mud or the bad guy or somebody who's just out to criticize Kary. But I think this was the first time that Steph and Cameron decided that they would get involved as well and back her up. And so I think that's where it came from. And I think maybe that's what Kary needed, because it almost broke her down to the point where she could admit that there was some shit going on. She wasn't okay. And that this was kind of self-medication, self-destructive behavior.
Yeah. I'm fucking glad people are finally standing with Deandra. I have a lot of time for Deandra. I think we've seen her do some real like personal growth and change throughout the seasons. But yeah, it's about fucking time people started listening to her.
I agree. I mean, I think she's very pampered. I think she's a princess and a diva and all of those things. But I think she could very easily go through life without making any effort to kind of be self-aware or self-assess. And she's doing the work. And even if it is with a fucking hair extension shaman.
He sucked her boogers out again this episode. He doesn't even spit them out. Sorry.
I'm too hungover.
I know. We'll gloss over that, but everybody who just heard that, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, so that's the end of Dallas. We've got a reunion coming up, which apparently Kary brings COVID to the party, and that's why Kary and Brandy are on video screens and everybody else is at an in-person reunion.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So yep, brought COVID to the party. Yep.
We don't need to go to. I know what you're referencing there. Some memory of ours.
Oh no, we don't need to talk about it. But that's the new joke.
giving me a knowing look. We've got an inside joke. You will have no idea what we're talking about, but it was
unless you're the other two people who were there, which I don't think they listen to the podcast anyways. So
I actually think it was kind of a funny joke. I just misjudged my audience.
Dude, it was funny the first time you told it. The second time was when it was an issue.
I really doubled down on that inappropriate joke, didn't I?
You really did. The first time it went down a fucking treat. So I understood why you did it the second time, but the audience was totally different.
Anyway.
Moving on.
Let's wrap. We're not going to wrap it because we are going to do some keeping up with the Kardashians.
Yeah.
But New Jersey, where really I think top of our list of things to talk about has to be Dolores and David and the bullshit that Dolores comes under.
Holy shit. Leave fucking Dolores alone about the ring. She's fucking over the ring. She doesn't want the ring. Everybody else just needs to get on board. Leave her the fuck alone. Women also, don't always need a ring.
Even if she did want a ring, she doesn't want everybody talking about it at a fucking party behind her back, making a judgment about what a fucking doormat she is because she doesn't see what David's doing. Maybe he doesn't see what she's doing, which is just no strings, an extra man in her life to support her with various sexy time bits and pieces.
Right?
Doesn't cause her any grief, doesn't have to clean his fucking grundies, and just gets on with it.
Dude, I think Dolores is winning at life. She has Frank for like the emotional stuff that she needs and help around the house. She has David for fun, sexy time and doesn't have to deal with any of his other bullshit. Her kids are out of the house doing their own thing. Dolores is winning at life.
Dolores is winning, and let me tell you, the way Joey speaks to her, this is a Joey problem, not a Dolores problem. He is threatened by he cannot understand why a woman wouldn't feel less than if she didn't have a man to look after her. The way he speaks to Dolores.
Jackie nails it. It wasn't even about Dolores. It was a fucking speech to Melissa, but I cannot believe the words coming out of that man's mouth. Frank Catania should have punched him in the face.
You cannot, in front of a load of people.
No.
Woman, broken, damaged, ruined, scarred.
Ugh.
I was like, I genuinely, I think that's the rudest, one of the rudest things I've seen.
I do not fault Dolores one bit for saying, fuck you motherfuckers, I am the fuck out.
I don't
Like,
either.
it's mortifying. And Joey Gorga has gone right down on my list. Like, you don't fucking you do not talk about people like that at all.
Well, and we've always seen these glimpses, right?
Yeah.
And I think this is what pisses me off the most. Margaret calls it when she says, this is chauvinistic. And
Yeah.
I am tired of men, and I'm going to say Italian men in this instance, because that is kind of, they would say it themselves.
That's the trope.
Excusing chauvinistic behavior by saying it's tradition. I'm old school. No, you're a fucking chauvinistic pig.
Well, chauvinism is old school.
Yeah.
You need to step it up.
Make it right. We're not, we're not reframing sexism in like family traditions. That's not what we're doing here. Like, we need to start calling this shit out. I'm sick of going, I'm just very traditional. No,
you're just bullshit. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. For sure. I mean, it's the one really spot on thing I think Jackie has said all season when she called it on that. Like, oh, like I wanted the women to be more upset at him too. Like, that's what really pissed me off. It was like, who the fuck is just standing there quiet while he's railing on and not saying, will you shut the fuck up? You don't know what you're talking about. But that's what I wanted from the women.
Saying what he was saying, which was awful. He was still aggressive. Like, he was still going
Super
for her
aggressive.
in an aggressive way. Somebody should have stood up and gone, Joey, shut the fuck up. You don't get to talk to anybody like this.
Absolutely. And you know what? Dolores is fit. She could fucking squat that man and like throw him over.
Yeah, she could. The tiny child man.
She should have.
With an unusually smooth bottom.
Oh my word. Is there some sort of like exfoliating scrub he uses?
I could use some of that.
For sure. And no hair either. Know he goes and gets that shit waxed.
And I bet he gets it bleached too.
Oh, you are so right. So right.
I bet Joey kind of likes a little bit, like he's definitely a girl's man. Like, I definitely think he's straight, but I wouldn't be surprised if he liked a bit of a finger up the bum.
Oh, he totally does. I mean, you know, really, which dudes don't, but he's also very into manscaping. Like that, he takes care, like he spends an inordinate, he is a good looking guy. He spends a lot of time taking care of all the situations. But
he's also a small guy, and I think
that's why he's a dick.
A little bit of an insecurity there, yeah.
For sure. For sure.
And I also think we are going to see this playing out. Well, we've seen the trailers. We're going to see this playing out between him and Melissa. That's going to continue.
Yeah.
Because I think as much as he is saying the right things, I think essentially he still wants her to be at home looking after the kids.
He 100% does. And he doesn't understand that the kids actually don't really need that anymore. And so she needs to be doing her. Like, she's doing exactly what she needs to be doing. Joey needs to fucking get on board and move on. We also see Teresa talking about the boyfriend, and we're getting more information on that. I love how Margaret says she's getting the vitamin D. We all need more vitamin D in our lives.
There's the podcast title. But I also, I feel a bit with Teresa like I do with Dolores. Like, let her fucking do it in her own way.
Get out of her business.
Why are we so in these women's business? Like, I get totally why Teresa wants to keep this on the down low.
Yeah. Yeah.
Of course she does. Maybe she just wants one fucking thing for herself that isn't for now on television in every episode of Page 6 or whatever. Do you know what I mean? Like, maybe she just wants one thing. Let her have it.
I think everybody's in their business because everybody else is married and not getting the vitamin D.
That's true. I think they're living vicariously through her.
For sure.
But listen, I know that we are questioning this guy, but bearing in mind, I don't know that right now. I'm happy for Teresa to be happy.
Dude, I think if anybody... Wait a minute. Let me rephrase that. I think if anybody, Teresa deserves somebody to just be fucking nice to her because she was married to a horrendous asshole for a very fucking long time. So you know what? Who knows what it's going to be, but if she's getting some good D and is fucking feeling good about life, more power to her. That's all anybody needs to worry.
all of her terrible behavior and outbursts
Yeah.
always comes from a place of just having to be fucking hard as nails because she never had anybody on her side. Joey assumed that Joe was on her side essentially, but Joe was basically abusing her emotionally and
for sure.
the whole way through. So,
also
if she's loved, she'll be a nicer human.
Absolutely. And also as women, can we all just band together and stop trying to push people into like jumping like phases in their life and just let people fucking be and just be happy for one another when they're getting the D and they're in good moods. Just be happy for people. That's all you got to do. You don't need to question or ask where it's going. Just fucking be there for the ride. That's what friends do.
You really got your feisty pants on today.
I do.
I'm
enjoying them.
Now let's wrap up with keeping up with the Kardashians. Just a little chat because the season's been total bullshit. I couldn't care.
Such less. Bullshit. Like biggest waste of my time ever, to the fact that I've just started putting it on while I'm like making kids lunches in the morning and not even paying attention.
It's the biggest waste of everybody's time. It's the biggest all that production crew must have been there going, what the fuck
are we doing? For sure. Well, I think they're just drinking at the Malibu house because I bet they couldn't leave either because everybody's just quarantined there. Like I would just hang out. Yeah, so maybe it's the best season ever for them. But however, last week's episode, we finally fucking hear Scott admit that Kourtney's the one for him. And what I thought was interesting is, and everybody's like all excited about it. All the people at the table are like, yes, you two just need to get married, blah, blah. I really like how Kourtney is really standing her ground for herself because I feel like there's something we don't know that's happened between her and Scott. Because she's like, look, he knows what he needs to do for us to get together and he still hasn't done it.
Yeah, 100%. And we don't know what that is. And I'm really interested to find out because you look at him and you go, well, he's sober. He's got his shit together. He's got a good house. Like what else is there? But maybe there is something else. And that makes me go, really, well, if there is something and you haven't done it, how much do you love her, Scott? Like, just fucking do it.
That's exactly what I meant. Like, how fucking long has it taken Scott to finally fucking commit to, like, being a good dude? I mean, look, I love Scott. I love where he's at. But there are times where I stop and think and fucking remember how horrendous he was to her.
Yeah.
Through every pregnancy, every post-pregnancy, just the shit he put her through for fucking years. Good. And like, we're all supposed to just forgive it because now he decides he wants to be a good guy. Like, well, I stand with Kourtney, also, man.
I do too, but I also think he's been a good guy now for a long time. That's all he can do is like continue to do the work. And
for sure.
How long is that? I would say he's there in terms of being trustworthy, and I feel like he's paid his dues, but there is obviously something that we don't know that she needs from him. And if he's not giving it to her, then we have to question why.
Well, and that he knows what it is and he's not giving it to her.
Exactly.
So, you know what? Like, I think more power to her with this fucking Travis Barker shit because she looks like she's getting the vitamin D. It's fucking hot. Like, I am digging these Instagram posts from both of them.
I swear to God, this is like, it's like porn.
It is 100% porn.
Sexy as fuck. Anyway.
I'm digging
it. Good on her. The other big news. Poor Khloe can't catch a fucking break.
Oh, fuck me.
Tristan's been shagging around again.
Yeah, it's all over social media. It has been the past couple days. There's like this new model who came out and said she's hooked up with him since he's been with the Boston Celtics. So that's very new because he moved from Cleveland. But what I'm going to get fired up about is, so I'm seeing all these posts on Instagram and all of these people are fucking making these shitty comments about like, oh, well, money can't buy you a man, Khloe. And like all this bullshit, like it's Khloe's fucking problem. This man can't keep his dick in his pants. It's Tristan's problem. Not hers.
It still blows my fucking mind.
Fuck, man.
That women talk
I was gonna say
women like this.
It's not dudes on Instagram who are making comments about fucking reality TV people. It's not dudes. It's fucking women. And it's really fucking just I'm so pissed off about it.
When the chauvinism comes from women, I'm like,
yeah,
whose fucking team are you on?
Right? Like, fair enough. You were pissed off about the airbrushing. I understand that. This is a separate fucking issue. This dude is fucking around on her when she has been kind enough to give him a fucking second chance at being a good dad and a good partner, and he's fucked it all up again. He is the asshole, not her.
She should marry Scott.
Maybe that will happen.
Khloe and Scott should get married.
There's been a lot of low-level vibes there, for sure.
For a long time.
But yeah, just ladies, fucking do better. I know you got it in you.
If you don't like her, fine, but just don't fucking put it on the internet.
Right?
Just fucking say it to yourself in the mirror, or call your best friend and say, I fucking hate Khloe Kardashian. Like, get it out of your system, but you don't need to put it on there.
No, or fine if you fucking hate her, but maybe you need to do some self-examination on why you feel it's okay to blame her for her boyfriend's infidelities.
Well, and also let's talk about why it's okay to feel so fucking riled up about somebody you've never met, you don't know, to the point where you feel like you need to judge them. And then I sit here and go, hang on, we've got a whole podcast where we sit here and talk about the people we don't know.
We created an outlet.
Yeah, we did. Anyway, my point is obviously that I'm an idiot, so that's fine. But I think
ultimately, don't be trolly about it. Like, I don't know. I feel like on a lot of things, we really try to be on like women's sides. Sydney, we really tried to be there for you at the beginning, but you're not in the right. And I think ultimately we try to be on the side that is right. And it was fine to be upset at Khloe for airbrushing photos, lying about it, and then being pissed off because you've been caught in a lie. That's stupid. It's not stupid to not blame her because Tristan Thompson can't keep his dick in his pants. His dick is not her fucking purview. It's his purview, and he's fucking dropped the ball or put the balls in.
Yeah, he's done a lot with the balls.
He's balls deep.
Too many fucking balls.
Too many balls.
Agreed. Anyway, we don't know if that's where Keeping Up with the Kardashians or where another one will turn up. Who the fuck knows? Who the fuck cares? But
for sure.
For now, that's us. Wrapped.
That's us. Yeah, we've got a lot of shows coming up. A lot of reunions are going to be coming up, so keep an eye out for those mini-sodes. And thanks again for spending your time with us. We hope it's been enjoyable. I hope I haven't been too fiery. Or if I have, fucking let me know.
Yeah.
Join me in the talking shit.
Can you troll Reagan for once rather than me?
For sure.
That would be great.
Me and my 500 followers. Troll away.
All right, listen, let's wrap it up because I think my headphones are about to die. I love you all, and thank you for giving us your time, and we will see you next week. And remember,
smart people watch reality TV too. Bye-bye.
Bye. Please subscribe, rate, and review TV My Husband Hates wherever you listen to your podcasts. You can also follow us on Facebook and Instagram at TV My Husband Hates and join the Facebook group to keep the conversation going when the podcast ends. If Twitter's your thing, you'll find us at TV Husbands Hate. Theme music and production for TV My Husband Hates by Jimmy Sims.